People
I know you can. I know you can connect to the dots. It's just that, again, I'm not a James Gunn fan like that. So until you.
And speaking of James Gunn,
I'm not a big James Gunn fan, but I do have to give the man his props on certain things. He does write certain good material on certain things, and at the same time, he has his own style, and you can't knock him on his style. It's just the simple fact is that I just can't. Me personally, I don't see how, because
Let me just put it to you like this real quick, okay? Everything I am seeing from these Superman trailers, from these Superman clips, as we're about to watch, everything I'm seeing about the tone and the campiness tells me that George Clooney's Batman would fit perfectly into this world.
Perfectly. Can't deny that. Can't deny it.
You can't deny it. And I'm not, and that's crazy. He said George Clooney is his favorite Batman. Oh.
Yeah, brother.
He said that, bro. He owns it. It's all his.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
All right. Okay. It is what
we feed the canine. And we are not flesh and blood and couldn't, in our heart of hearts, care less whether he lives or dies.
What is this?
Actually, me personally, I like the clip. It tells me a lot. It tells me exactly what I got an idea. I got an idea. I think Crypto is not his dog.
Well, they were saying that he's Kara's dog. Yeah, it's Supergirl's dog.
Yeah, it's Kara's dog, and I think he babysitting Crypto. Yeah, and Crypto is just but he mirrored Crypto after his dog, so he put his dog and put Crypto on it, but regardless, I had to say,
how many does it hold?
Yeah, this part I didn't know. Good. Like I said, elements of that.
So I'm just gonna run through them right quick.
Yep. Do it.
Grab the board, Jimmy.
How many does it hold?
5 or 6. 6.
Okay. Lombard, YouTube.
This bothers me so much. So much, because some of the best elements from Man of Steel came from the Daily Planet, came from Perry White, came from that whole, what was when the girl was trapped in the rubble and Perry's trying to save her. That serious tone. It was so well done. And then I just see the bastardization of all that with this right here. And
again, that Silver Age mixed with 78 style. And like I said, I called it. I guarantee you people don't even know this. I'm just going to throw y'all a bone for the people that don't know their history. Do y'all know Miss Tessmacher was never in comics until 2000?
Wasn't she in the animated series?
No. Miss Tessmacher was introduced, and Miss Tessmacher has the Harley Quinn effect. Miss Tessmacher was introduced in 1978 in the Superman film. She was never in comics. Never. She was only supposed to be used in the actual films. They never put her in comics. Tessmacher was not, and she didn't start getting into comics until the Justice League, which book was that? It was in 2000. I'm trying to remember the book. That was her first appearance.
Wasn't there a character though that was basically her, like her essence, but it was a different character?
I'm trying to remember her name.
She was in BVS. She was in the
I know.
Lex blew her up.
God dang, man.
Yeah, his assistant, right?
His assistant. Yeah. No, Miss Tessmacher is Lex's assistant. Yes.
Yeah.
But she was introduced in the comics. She was introduced in the movie, but then they finally put her in 2000 in the comic.
Yeah, because I knew even in Superman animated series, Lex had the assistant character. I couldn't.
Yeah, I forget her name. I'm trying to remember her name in the animated series, but it wasn't Miss Tessmacher. It wasn't Miss Tessmacher.
Marcy.
Marcy.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
It wasn't Miss Tessmacher. So for y'all that don't know, that's why I'm saying she wasn't in the animated series. For y'all don't know, Miss Tessmacher was never in comics. She was first introduced in 1978. All right. And she was never in the lore. Never was. And when I saw him putting Miss Tessmacher in this new film, I'm like, this motherfucker really put 1978 shit in.
78 Superman. Yep.
Yep. So like I said, for y'all that don't know, like I said, Miss Tessmacher is in this film, but she was introduced, and she was only in like 3 books. That's it. 3 after 2000. No, yeah. New 52, because she's in 2 new books. She's in 2 books in the New 52, and she was introduced in 2000, but she was introduced in 1978. So now he's putting her back in this. You know, it's the same thing with Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was introduced in the Batman animated series. She was only supposed to be in 1 episode, but she got so famous and popular with everybody, they kept on putting her in the show, and then we know the rest what happened with Harley Quinn.
Yeah. So eventually put her in the comics. Right. She blows up. Yeah.
Yeah, she blows up. So this is how. But other than that, we know Miss Tessmacher wasn't in the comics. A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
A lot of people didn't know that, Raheem. A lot of people did not know that. Everybody thought that Miss Tessmacher was really in the comics. Let me see.
All right. Let's talk about it, because I honestly want to talk about the Transformer stuff more than I want to talk about the Superman shit.
Oh,
so we'll run through this real quick. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how I feel about it. I'm not going to see this for so many reasons.
I want to hear this.
Okay, excuse me. I didn't prepare a list, but let's just say. All right. He screams like a child.
Who?
He acts like a child.
Superman.
Superman. Yeah. He acts like a child, like a 12-year-old. That exchange between him and Lex when he busted in the office and threw his desk and all.
Where's the dog?
Where's the dog?
Where's the dog?
Kind of stuff. Let me go ahead and just tell you right now. To me, what it looked like, I was witnessing 2 kids at a playground, and I'm sitting on the outside of the playground just watching them like this. And there's this sandbox and these action figures in there, and that's what it was like to me. He felt like Superboy, not Superman.
That's a good.
He felt more like what's his face? From Superman and Lois, his son, their son.
Jonathan.
Yes, he felt like that.
Yeah,
more
the one with the curly, the whiny one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with the dark hair.
So not Jonathan. It was Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, Jordan.
Yes.
So he reminded me of Jordan. You know how immature and just lowball Jordan was, and he was just off the wall. That's what he reminded me of. Straight up. Prime, I gotta tell you, brother, I love DC. I really, really do. But there has got to be a point where I'm just like, no. Because this is the reason why they need to open up all these universes. James Gunn is the exact reason why. Because I'm not saying people won't like his Superman or his interpretation of Superman. I'm just saying that not everybody wants to see that interpretation of Superman. That's what I'm saying. He's positioning this as a film for families, but then you got like 3 or 4 other family films that are coming out right around that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
And I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I'm getting tired of people keep on saying that this is going to be a $1 billion film. If y'all think I know business, I know metrics. All right. Superman might be successful financially, but I'm going to tell you the reason why this is a bad idea and where it was placed. People fail to realize, I'm just going to give a synopsis. All right. If you start the month of July, and let's just say you got a family of 4. Okay. Let's say you got the average family of 4. Okay.
I know where
you got all. You know where I'm going. You got
I tried to explain this on social media, and some people just didn't get it. But
right, and I put it down with the metrics. The average ticket cost, okay, in the U.S. if you go with every single market is $16.08. That is the average cost for a ticket. Yeah. 1 ticket. All right. If you got a family of 4, just for tickets.
It's almost $80 when you include tax.
That's not
That's not the popcorn. That's not
that's
the
not
the candy.
Thank you. So if you're thinking you got all these movies coming out in the month of July, and people fail to realize, and I said this, I'm gonna pull up my tweet and everybody can look at it. I broke it all down and I showed the graph. All right, the movies that's coming out in July, and one family said, "What movie would you like to see this month? What movie would you like to see this month?" You only get one.
For me, it was Fantastic Four. And I'm gonna tell you what ended up happening was when that trailer came out, I put out a tweet and it went viral. People got mad at me. Some people clicked like, I got like 1,000, 1,500 likes, but a lot of people got mad in the comments because what I said was, "This is." I said,
in everybody's face.
No worries, bro. No worries. I said, "Superman is cooked. This is the movie I'm buying a ticket to this summer." And I had a lot of people in the comments hit me up saying, "Oh, you must be broke. You can only afford one movie this summer. One movie." It's like, bro, you guys don't understand. I got a family, bro.
You're not talking to real people, man.
Yeah.
And if you are talking to real people, you're talking to kids.
Yeah.
I don't mean kids in the sense that they're 15 or 16. I mean that they're adolescent brains, these adults up here, that's their problem. I've had them say that to me. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro.
Right.
I got responsibilities. Do you know what it means to have adult responsibilities? A fucking mortgage. You got kids. You got a family. You got to take care of. This, you have to pick and choose, and this is what it has become. This isn't about, oh man, we have so many movies we can see. This is about, okay, which one of these are we gonna see?
Which one?
Exactly. And this is the thing that factors. See, some people saying he disagree with the other movies ain't missing Superman, sir. Hank, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about entertainment, because you are one-sided. Do you understand what movie is coming out 4th of July weekend?
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World comes out on the 2nd. Now, do you know what movie comes out the next weekend? Superman. Do you understand the next movie that come out that next week? So if you got the Smurfs come out that next following weekend. Now, if you got girls and you're taking out a family, do you think girls is going to go goddamn going to watch Superman over the Smurfs?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
It's like, honey, do you want to hold your ticket or do you want to see Superman now, or do you want to hold your ticket to see Smurfs?
Exactly.
I want to hold my ticket to see Smurfs.
So my boys, real quick, my boys are 5 years old. Okay, 5 years old. I got twin boys, 5-year-olds. If I pull up right now a picture of Superman, one picture of Jurassic Park, one picture of Fantastic Four, and one picture of the Smurfs, and I say to them, which movie do you guys want to go see? I guarantee you know what they're going to pick? They're going to pick the dinosaurs. They're going to pick the dinosaurs.
Like I said,
pick the dinosaurs.
And this is the problem with people, which y'all fail to understand. Superman is in the middle. It's in a bad part. Do you understand now? And you also got F1 that just came out.
Yeah. And apparently that's killing it. Apparently it's great
killing
movie.
it right now. This is the thing that y'all don't understand about.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand, because I know you want to get to the next topic. You don't understand about the choice and the cost of going through a theater. Like me, okay? I'm an adult. My kids is grown. I have a movie pass. I can go to watch every single movie, okay? People that have a family, all right? Do you understand how much a movie pass costs a month? It costs $20 a month.
What I said was, for the cost to me to take my family to the theaters just once is what it would cost some of you losers who are single and by yourselves, got no responsibilities, to go to the movie theaters 3-4 times in a month is what you guys are spending when I go once.
Yep.
When I go once,
anytime you fucking want. Yep. There it is. Gilmore Girl says, if I'm spending $80 at the theater, 80 plus, it's going to be a movie I know I'll enjoy. Yes. You damn.
I'm not taking a risk.
There is no fucking way that I'm spending $80+ on a movie that I know based off of what has been said that it is going to be mid as fuck. Let's be real.
And on top of this, what y'all fail to realize is that with F1 starting it off and Jurassic World got 4th of July weekend, y'all don't understand what that means. Okay, that movie is out on the 2nd on the Wednesday 4th of July weekend starts Thursday.
Thursday.
It's
Hey, Rock.
till Monday.
I got a little secret. Rock, you ready? I'm gonna tell everybody. I got receipts that said that Campia and Burnett said this movie is gonna make over $1 billion, y'all. I think they threw out like 1.1. Yeah, Superman. Robert, I think I put them receipts there in our little folder there, buddy. Dude, wait until this bitch drop and wait until it flops.
Wasn't Robert Burnett backtracking on that this week though? Wasn't he?
Was
it John Campia? One of them. They were backtracking on that.
No. Your word is bond. And you know why your word is bond? Because Twitter is forever, baby. Forever. Your word is bond now. So if you think this movie, and he's not the only one, him and Campia, they are not the only ones. So if you think this film is going to do $1 billion or over $1 billion, okay, I'm screenshotting every single one of them.
They say they think it's Superman going to do it. They think it's Superman going to do $1 billion?
They said so. I had somebody say that they was gonna do 2, bro.
With $2
billion.
Like this, the only film that I know that's locked in to do $1 billion automatically, that's Jurassic World.
Jurassic Park.
That's doing $1 billion.
I think Fantastic Four can get there if the word of mouth is good enough.
Fantastic Four is gonna do 850 to 9.
Yeah, I think the problem with Superman is that the fan base is so polarized and so divided. It doesn't matter how good of a film it is. Having James Gunn's name attached to that movie is its downfall.
And now, but that's your take. Now,
that's my take.
Now that's your take. Now I would say this: the marketing campaign for Superman has been immaculate.
I will not disagree with you. I will not disagree with you. But here's the thing, Prime. Look at how many millions of dollars they've poured into that marketing campaign.
I know.
Seeing it everywhere.
Now I said this, and I'm going to stay true to this. And I looked at the numbers, and I'm like, look, this is what Superman is going to do. Either it's going, and we got to account inflation. Mm-hmm. I said that it's going to either tie Man of Steel or be below it. If it goes over Man of Steel, okay, fine. People fail to realize Man of Steel makes 678. Okay,
but that's also 678. That's also 678 million 12 years ago. That's right. That is a lot more asses in the seats than that money translates to today because
because inflation. I get that.
Yes.
Inflation.
Not only that, Prime. Hey, not only that, Prime. You they fail to realize something else. So, 225 was the budget. Then they added in the marketing, got them over like 300, yeah. Their marketing campaign, their push for all of the merch and all of that took half that, took that back down to 225. Guess what was all that Man of Steel needed to make? It only needed to make 580 something million. It didn't need to make it. That's all it needed to make. When you add up them getting their product placement back, money back, when you add that up, plus whatever else, and then and all they needed to make was like $585 million or something like that.
You talking about
Man of Steel.
Now, and then you also forget about this too, and people fail to realize, and this is the problem with Hollywood now. People forgot about DVD sales. That counts too. They stopped doing it. So that also adds to their actual budget, not budget, but their profit.
Is there a reason why they don't factor in physical sales?
They stopped doing it because of streaming. Because they stopped doing it because of streaming. Because of that 45 window bullshit, which is the most dumbest stuff that I said they need to get rid of that mess.
Yeah.
They need to get rid of that.
Because films used to run their course. And when I say run their course, they ran it until the well ran dry. And when they were sure they couldn't make an estimated amount of money during the weekend or the week, and they was like, well, we're finally tapped out. Let's go ahead and say we're going to put it on DVD in 6 months or a year or whatever the case may be. It's going to come on physical media now. But they used to let films run their course. And I mean, films would be in theaters for longer than 45 days.
Yes.
They would be in there for a long time.
They'll be in there for about 4 months.
Yeah.
They'll be in there for 4 months.
They used to let them run it. I want to read this comment right quick because this is going to segue back into something I want to say. So Demi Ray, shout out. Charles, my opinion has always been Snyder, Nolan, Burton, the work they did for DC to make take these characters seriously. We're going back to the Robin era. I'm glad she mentioned that. Because it brings me back to something that my wife said. Now, this is coming from my wife, and she said this. She said, and I quote, James Gunn is tailoring and pandering his film and his DC universe for pussies. Her words, not mine. That's exactly what she said. So she said, men who don't work on cars anymore, men who don't do anything that are men. This movie is geared toward the soft.
Charles, she's saying what I've been thinking for the longest time, and I've been afraid to say it. But it seems to me, if you want to be real, I'll be real with you. When I see James Gunn's Superman, I see the representations of a beta male. All the representations of a beta male. And that is bringing these beta fans. That's what he's trying to attract.
Yep. And I'm sorry
to bring in. I'm sorry if that hurts anybody's feelings.
I am not here to offend anybody, so I'm going to say this, guys. I am from a different time. I'm from a different era. I'm from you have responsibilities as a man. There's things you do as a man. I was raised this way to be a man. Okay, and there's certain things you do as a man. All right, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because of everything that's going on in the world right now. So everybody's trying to flip the page to a bright, sunshiny day. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But what I do not want is that to be the only way. Yeah. That's my problem. My problem is why is Gunn's way and his universe and his goofy and his silly and all of that the only way? You're going to put these rose-colored glasses on and you're just going to watch this shit. I don't want to do that.
Let me explain it. Let me explain that to you because you're making a good argument there. Let me explain it to you. They're regurgitating on an age where they were highly successful. That's why they want to regurgitate and use the Silver Age and why they want to go back to that genre. They think this generation, it will work on that generation as well. So what they are looking at is, okay, we want to go back to the time where it actually worked. Remember what I basically stated. They always talk about Superman 78. Okay, on how good it was. They wanted
to attempt that already. Like, didn't they learn their
lesson? They did it with Superman Returns.
Not even just Superman Returns. They take a look at the style that they went for with Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. That's what Demi Ray was.
Batman Forever was tight. I love Batman Forever. That's my shit.
But when we compare it to Batman and Batman Returns, it was clearly the dive of the franchise.
There was a tonal shift, dude.
It shifted.
Oh yeah. Right? Because what happened? We can get to the Transformers after this part because I know that's what everybody wanted to get to. If y'all know when Batman 89 came out and then when Batman Returns came out, I'm gonna let y'all know a history lesson for the people that forgot. When Batman Returns came out, the general casual audience at the time said it was too dark. It was too serious. They started complaining, and that's the no.
But was it? I know what you're saying, but here's my question: was it the general audience or was it the advocacy groups? I tend to believe it was more the advocacy.
It was a mixture of all.
Well, so hold on. Now let me slide in here right quick. So, were the films successful? Yes or no?
What?
I would say Batman. Burton, yes. Batman Forever, yes. Batman and Robin off the fucking rails.
Now, I'm gonna stop you right there. Now, as a CEO, guess what my only metric would be? Is my film gonna make money? Well, yes, sir, it's gonna make money, but it's dark. People are gonna complain. I don't give a fuck. But I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I would be smart enough to say, you, Mr. Executive, open up this department in DC for me. Make it lighthearted, Tony. Find me some lighthearted Tony directors and whatnot. Go let them do that shit over there.
And the crazy part is they had it. They had the animated stuff for the kids. You know,
That's the problem, Prime.
You know, they had Mask of the Phantasm, the animated show.
They didn't say open this book up, homie. Open them 52 universes up. Go make my money. They didn't do that.
I know, but at that time
they let Marvel take that from them.
I agree, because those executives, I was the former executives at Warner Brothers, they did not know how to handle DC. Because remember, outside of DC Comics, they didn't know how to run DC. They didn't even know what to do with the property. That was the problem for decades, because they didn't know what to do with the shit. So that's the reason why. Because if
I would argue they still don't.
Right, but this the thing, because they keep on listening to all these individuals and not really understanding what stories that actual people actually want. If you really dive into DC, the material is endless on where you can go. And the problem is that they regurgitate and do Batman so much. That's the problem. Because people,
I couldn't do it. I would be an old ass holdout, dude. I really would be. I'd be a throwback. I would be like, yo, I don't give a shit what Rotten Tomatoes says, what this one says, what that one says. How much did this money make me? Sir, it made you $878 million. Yeah. Bam! And make me another one.
Yeah. But that's the problem with that. But that's the problem with executives. See, the thing is that you think they care about the money. They really care about the critical response. That's what they care about.
Which makes no fucking sense.
I know it.
I just made $878 million. Fuck your feelings.
Look at what the critics said about Sinners.
I get it.
Right?
I get it. But that's the thing. This is the reason why. So we can get over the Transformer. This is the thing that didn't make sense. And a lot of people, it goes over their head. When let's just go with Man of Steel and BVS, okay? Those two movies alone made over $1.5 billion. Just two films. Two.
Yep. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was saying.
Now think about it. Even though it made money, it was the critical reaction that they was focused on. They didn't give a fuck about the money. Why do you think
you are literally listening to somebody in their basement go, Superman is scary?
Yeah, that's what they cared about. They didn't care about the money aspect of how to make money. They cared about the critical response. Until this day, I still don't understand that philosophy. You're making money. You have a
banking. You literally are bankrolling your next adventure. Oh man, oh God, BVS came out. BVS was that's not my Superman. I don't give a shit. I just made close to $1 billion making this film.
Right. That's definitely now. Let's go to the next topic. With
one second. Let me highlight. I want to highlight Sin Havoc's comment because he made a good point, but I want to address it. He says everyone keeps saying Gunn just got here, and that's big letters, not true. Sin, I get it. I know the rumors. I know what we've discussed. I know everything that we've discussed in the past. What we're discussing here with Prime, though, is just based on what we can actually prove, like what the news cycles that what we actually know. I get where you're going with this because I do believe that narrative that Gunn has been around much longer than the public is aware.
Everybody's checking. Yeah,
I believe that 110%, brother. 110%.
Yep. Shout out to Sin. Yep, he is absolutely correct. That motherfucker been around way longer than 2019. I'm gonna tell you right now, he has been around way longer than
Gunn been around. He's been around because he did some nice films. He also wrote some good films. But you also got to remember, James Gunn has a style. He has his own style. And yes, he caters to a demographic that likes cheesy shit. They love that shit. They do. It's graphic humor. They love graphic humor. And I'm not saying it's bad. Some of it is good. I like it. Some of it is bad. I don't care for it.
He created, in my opinion, he's catering to the brain rot generation. The generation that grew up on the brain rot, the TikTok.
Bro, think about this. Think about this. How fast do they get their information, Rocks?
Click of a button.
They don't know what's real, what's fake, what's good, what's bad.
They don't know what it's like to have to wait for a newspaper the next morning,
these kids and this generation is like a machine that's just waiting to upload all of this information that could be possibly just fake as fuck. Not real, just there's
no verification anymore. It's just constant. Put it out there. If it's wrong, we'll retract it, but nobody notices that we retracted. So really, it's not like it was never retracted in the first place. No, I get it, bro.